Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. This is Into the Storm.
I'm Dan. I'll be playing Helios, the Immolator.
I'm John. I'll be playing Ariad Ein Ariat, the Elven Barbarian.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I play Farley, the Thief.
I'm Josh, and I play Sapush, the Druid.
And I'm Matt, playing Father Kyle Black, the Cleric.
And I'm your Dungeon Master, Jake. This is Episode 3, Murder in Margaritaville.
I learned my lesson, but the bottle she's calling to this sickness that...
Okay, guys, so when we left off, you guys had managed to limp your way to a small island called White Sand, where you actually found a Furion ship anchored outside of the small village there, which was weird because White Sand is supposed to be controlled by your kingdom. And the elders of the town asked that you please don't break the ceasefire and spill blood on their beautiful white beaches, which it seems like you're about to do.
All right. So the crocodile swims up under this rowboat. There are two boats. You can hear the sailors inside talking excitedly, pointing to the elf on the shore. And one of them says, "What the hell is it?" Another one says, it's an elf. And then they all laugh. From the shore, you can see the two rowboats of sailors laughing as they approach. One of them says, "Fill it with arrows." Josh, you want to go first in the combat?
Sure. I position myself under the first boat, figuring humans tend to be panicky, and when they see comrades getting hurt, might get flighty. Basically, just sort of coast into the motion of it, and then just let the boat come over me, and then with whole body just thrashes and drives himself up against one side of the back of the boat, or the side of the boat rather, and just pushes it up and over, and just capsizes completely. And 8 of these guys, as they start to notch arrows, just get tossed and start falling into the water as this giant scaly crocodile kind of writhes and hisses and kind of fully surfaces for a moment, and then sinks back down with a splash.
Nightmare.
Pretty terrifying.
Jake, I looked it up. Saltwater crocs are about like 2,500 pounds. So
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah, he outweighs all of them in the boat.
Yeah.
Can I use my "What are you waiting for" move to taunt them as they row in?
Sure. Tell
I
me,
say-
tell me about it.
I like hold my sword out. I say, "Row faster!" Basically, I roll against con. On a 10+, they treat me as the most obvious threat to be dealt with.
I like it.
And take +2 ongoing damage against them. On a 7 through 9, only the weakest fall.
Sorry, take
fall for it.
2 ongoing damage?
Maybe you can help me interpret this. Most obvious threat to be dealt with, and ignore your companions. Take +2 damage ongoing against them.
Okay, so anytime you take damage, you take an extra 2.
I guess.
Okay, yeah.
I got a 10.
Nice.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Nice.
You you tell them to row faster.
Yeah.
You tell them to row faster as one of the boats is flipped by this dinosaur in the water. It's chaos as the 8 sailors jump off of the boat in every direction, splash into the water, and you just see this massive tail swipe across the boat and as it flips, and then the crocodile goes back under. Meanwhile, the remaining boat, most of them do loose their arrows towards you.
Yep.
But because of the chaos of the other boat flipping, a lot of the shots just go astray and hit the sand around you, mostly missing. but a few of them do get kind of lucky shots in. So you take you guys are going to roll your own damage, by the way.
Yep.
It's a D6 and it's +1, but it'll be +3 because of the thing,
Yep.
and then minus your
Okay. So 5.
5. That's oh shit, you rolled high.
Yeah. Oh, I rolled a 3.
A 3.
I'm only 1 armor.
You're a 1 armor. Okay. So so a couple arrows hit you, and then the rest of the arrows just hit the sand around you. Who wants to go next? So you guys know how this works for Monster of the Week. There's no initiative. Whatever, whoever kind of has an idea. If you want, we can go around the table. But if anyone has anything specific that they want to do at a specific time, then just chime in.
Yeah. As they're pulling up to the beach, can I cast Detect Magic to see if any of them, specifically the captain, have any sort of magic items on them? Not necessarily specific, but...
So go ahead and give me use magic, which is I think that's plus wisdom.
Yes.
Jake,
Cast a spell.
before they get to the actual beach, I'm going to stand probably like 7 or 8 feet behind Ariad and just open up my one palm and conjure fire. I'm going to use my move Burning Brand,
Okay.
which I can create a weapon, and it creates a weapon that begins with the fiery, touch, dangerous, and 3 use tag.
Oh,
And then
cool.
depending on how I roll, I can pick other things, including a ranged one. So I'm hoping I roll high.
Okay,
to get the ranged
go ahead. So yeah, Matt, before they hit the beach, Helios does this.
Yeah, I rolled 2 6s, so that's a 14.
Perfect. Okay.
one. I rolled a 6 and a 5, so I got a 12.
Okay. So what extra tags are you giving it?
I can choose on a 10 plus 2 of the following tags. I'm going to choose Throne
Okay.
and +1 damage.
All right.
So I'm going to summon this kind of slightly larger than basketball-sized flame,
Okay.
and I'm going to hurl it towards the one that hasn't
Nice.
capsized.
Okay. So this is an attack.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I guess so.
So is it just is this just a hack and slash,
It is, but
or is it? I'm sorry, a volley because it's a range attack.
I guess it would be a volley.
Yep.
Yeah. And it says with Burning Brand, which is what I'm using, you may treat your int as your strength or your dex.
Okay. Cool.
So my int's higher than both of those, so I have a 13.
Yep. So yeah, instead of dex because you're volleying.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So I just roll 2d6 plus 8.
Okay. So you deal damage, and then choose one. You have to move to get a shot in place. You take the shot from where you are, but do less damage, and then reduce your ammo, which isn't actually. So instead of reducing your ammo, so here's your option, Stan. You can either kind of walk in front of Ariad, in order to kind of get in range. You can throw it from where you are, but do less damage, or you can kind of prime it, hold it in your hand, and take some damage, but allow it to kind of get hotter.
Okay, I'll do that.
You'll do that? All right, so take a d6 yourself.
6.
Yeah, minus whatever if you have any armor.
I have no armor.
No, okay. Nice.
I do have I would say it doesn't apply in this case, but I have something for when I do take damage. When you take damage, the flames within you come to your aid. Roll 1d4 and either add that many uses to your Burning Brand, if active, take that result forward to summon your Burning Brand, or reduce the damage by that amount, your choice. But it's only if the damage done to me is odd, too.
Random.
So,
Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage.
okay. 4 damage. Cool. Took 6 to do 4.
You just do a d8 plus the
Plus
1
1,
because
yep.
of the thing? Okay. Yeah, because d8 is like your character thing.
Damage, yeah.
So 4. All right, well, 4 damage. They've got 3 hit points and 1 armor, so 4 damage. You hit one of them, and he basically becomes fully engulfed in flame, starts screaming, and dives out of the rowboat into the water.
That was a good move because otherwise I'd be able to spread the fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Badass.
Fucking sweet Omaha Beach action.
At that point, their boat hits the shore, scrapes up against the sand, and as it does that, Kyle, you reach out with your mind and you look at them, and you notice no magic, but you do make another realization, which is the man who is giving the orders is the man that you saw in the pavilion. He's not the captain; he's the bosun. You don't think the captain came ashore with this group, and none of this group have any sort of magic. The only magic you can sense is emanating, seething off of Helios, like smoke.
Dope.
Backstabby time. Do rogues have any, or thief? Does a thief have any kind of assassiny shit?
I do, in fact, have a backstab, but they would need to be surprised or defenseless, which I do not think is the case
There
right
are
now.
8 swimming sailors that are pretty defenseless.
I like the idea of poison darts that you're just lobbing at them like while they're swimming.
They're kind of thrashing about looking for crocodiles, but they're making their way to the shore as quickly as they can. But they're definitely not defending themselves. They're just trying to get out of the water.
I'll throw a dagger at a swimmer.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Definitely
Volley.
the good guys.
Ollie. Yeah.
Do I get to paint a assist tattoo for each one of these little stick figure silhouettes down my scales?
So 9.
So with the volley there,
So do damage. So it. But I have one of the.
these 3 guys you got to
Yeah.
choose from.
All right.
Yeah. So, Ryan, yeah, you can again get right up to the shore because you're throwing a dagger. It's not a great range, or you can stay
wait.
kind of where you are.
Oh wait, that should have been my. I need to roll for backstab first, so that should be my backstab.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Roll.
Is
No,
backstab
that
a
was
different
me.
roll?
Yeah, so that should be. So I get plus. So I get one of these 4 things.
Do you have to roll something for
I
backstab?
do. Yeah. So
All
it's the same thing. It's roll plus dex.
Okay. So you pick one thing.
And then you have to roll again for the
Wait,
attack.
I don't think you do. I
Yes,
think
that's
you
right.
just do the backstab roll instead.
Yeah, so hit points are like they have 3 because I was like, fuck, we only got 21 hit points. You're not doing that much
So
damage, like
you're-
D6.
Yeah, you do this.
It's like the other way around from D&D where
Right.
you have a lot more and the enemy.
You do this instead of volley or hack and
Okay.
slash. And because you're basically trying to throw a dagger at someone in the water, you're gonna have to do the one that's you stay out of melee.
Yeah.
So you deal your damage, and you stay out of melee.
Yeah.
What your damage is? What for a rogue?
D8.
Okay, so you do a D8.
You do D10s. What do you do, Boons?
2.
D6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you hit one of them, but you hit him like you hit the water, and then it hit him, but it probably didn't even stick. You're not really sure. You might have lost that dagger.
Good thing you know a helpful sea otter.
We're gonna have a great use for that sea otter, retrieving ammunition. Anyway, all right.
I as soon as they come up to the shore, I step up and attack whoever's in front of me.
Okay, they do get to the shore, and they are all focused on you. And so there are 7 of them now.
Yep.
One of them fell out of the boat screaming on fire, and the other ones, they rush you. They rush right at you, and you, I assume, run right towards them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that like a full round? Like we all went once,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
this is them. Okay.
And they, when they act is basically whenever any of you act.
Whenever
So
any of us
whenever
fail.
whenever you fail, whenever it's appropriate to the narrative.
Yeah, so I'll kick some ass or hack and slash.
Hack and slash. Okay.
Nice.
It's plus strength, right?
Yeah, it is. And you got 1 for. You have
1 forward, yeah.
1 forward. Yeah, because you're active.
So 11.
Awesome. Okay, so you deal your damage, and avoid their attack, or
Yeah, I can.
you can do extra damage. But it's supposed. Yeah.
I already took a hit.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I already took a hit.
Yeah.
So D10 plus 1, because I have this 200 potion. 8 damage.
Okay.
And it is forceful and messy. 'Cause everything
Okay.
I do is forceful.
Yikes.
So, this is like, you're running towards them. They're running towards you up the beach. And the first one to get to you, you eviscerate him.
Yeah.
What happens?
So I expecting maybe a bit more swordsmanship from these sailors, because I'm used to fighting more skilled opponents. I kind of duck around one of their strikes and just two-handed just rake the sword across their belly, like coming in under their shield, and almost slice them in two as they like spin out. Just blood goes flying everywhere.
Blood sprays
on the other
all
guys.
over the white sand.
Yeah.
That's gonna settle that
I'm
one.
just gonna like kick some water over it. See
Is
how
the
it
tide
goes.
coming in
Yeah.
or out?
It's about
Ooh,
as
red tide?
dramatic as possible. Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
oh no.
Just this sword cutting through
Yeah.
blood trail coming off of it.
He does like the anime thing where
Yeah.
he runs past you and then falls apart.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them kind of start hacking at you and moving in on you. But you're a good swordsman and you have such reach with
Yeah.
this two-handed weapon. They've got short swords and cutlasses, and you're doing a pretty good job of keeping them at bay as they swing at you. Who's next? There's a big fucking melee skirmish on the beach now.
Sapush had kind of crashed low in the water, and then like waits for some of the waves to calm a little bit, and then sees the first set of legs ahead of him, sort of like pushing underwater, like it's just over his head. So he's like kind of down and then pushing and kicking up, and he's just gonna get up to the first one and just
These are the ones that you knocked out of their boat?
Yep.
Okay.
gonna
all
get
right.
try to get the one closest to the shore and just
So yeah, they're just starting to get to the shore. So Josh, you've got one hold. So if you want, I'll let you just use a hold to eat one. Or if you want, you can do hack and slash. I mean, if you use up all your holds, you're not gonna not be a crocodile.
Okay.
you're just you just can't really do anything special with it.
I'll save a hold and I'll
Okay.
I'll take a bite of this
Okay.
guy. Is it
Strength.
always strength?
Yeah.
Then I guess I fail. I got a 6.
You got
Does
6.
does your animal form affect that at all?
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't really work that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard then. I mean, for you as I imagine
I mean,
the
you
strength
could also
is-
give him an ongoing for being in the knocking him into the water disadvantageous.
Yeah. I guess you could do that, or maybe what we could do is sort of a house rule is like you could give up a hold for like an ongoing on an attribute or something like that. That might
Sure.
be something that makes sense in the future.
Yeah.
Future times.
Or
Yeah.
if you have an ongoing, if it's like specifically like a crocodile in the water.
Right.
you know,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that-
versus a human flailing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, you get him, you bite him, and you kind of latch onto his legs, and he's like in your mouth, but
Wow.
he takes
try to take a little stabby down.
he takes a stab at you with a dagger. You take a D6.
Okay, and I do a D6.
You do whatever your damage is for druid.
Yeah, D6.
Okay,
Something Bruin hears a lot. He is in your mouth.
I do 3 and I take 5.
Do you have armor?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I take 4.
and you do 3.
Yep.
It's right out of my playbook. Take 6, do 4.
All right, so as Sapush is nipping at these guys' heels as they're coming up on the beach.
Sorry, Matt. Just real quick. So the one who you're biting, he is the same one that Farley threw a dagger at because he was the first one up the beach. He stabs you in the nose a few times, but you get a couple good bites and then you drag him underwater and thrash him
Fucking
around.
jaws. Quint
Yeah.
goes down.
Sorry,
Crocodiles do those rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Death
they do the
rolls.
death rolls.
Matt. What is Kyle Black doing?
So I'm moving up to the water, and as these guys are scrambling out of the water to get away from the crocodile, I'm just going to be kind of playing whack-a-mole with my staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want
just
to take a
fucking-
swing at one of them?
Yeah.
Go ahead
Like
and give me a hack.
poking, jabbing at him, trying to keep him in the water with the crocodile. That's a fail. It's a 3.
A 3. Okay. I think on a fail, you just take damage, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
How do the descriptors come into play? Like, I know you had mentioned yours was like messy and forceful.
It's just role playing.
It's supposed to just inform the narrative, like, describe like how the
Describe how
attack
it-
happens and
okay.
stuff like
So
that.
like if we were trying to like kill someone or
Yeah.
like assassinate someone and I killed them, we wouldn't really be able to hide the evidence
Right,
of the
right.
murder.
Like, you're not going to be able to hide the fact that you did, in fact, spill blood in the
Right.
sand,
Exactly.
which he
Sure,
asked you to
sure.
not do.
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually a pretty prime example.
Yep, yep.
Perfect. Well, one of the descriptions is mine is dangerous, which is like
I think
Yeah, I
that
get
it,
you.
it just means it's dangerous to you and it
Right.
causes a lot of collateral.
I think it should also inform mishaps.
Oh, absolutely.
So when
That's
it's like forceful and messy, like, okay, so
I stumble forward or
what
whatever.
happens with that dangerous? Like, what happens? It's a
Yeah,
good way to
yeah,
like.
that makes
use
sense. Yep.
Yeah, Matt. So you're trying to kind of whack these guys with your staff, and one of them actually grabs your staff and doesn't let go, and he's trying to kind of pull you into the water, and you don't let go, but you actually pull him out of the water, and he like collapses on top of you and knocks you over into the sand, and now the two of you are like basically fighting in the sand. He's like on top of you, trying to draw his dagger. Who's next?
I will I imagine this kind of wave of kind of sailors and or fighters are kind of starting to create like a crescent around.
There's a big chaotic mess. There's 6 of them and Ariad somewhere in the middle, and they're all moving around pretty quickly.
The one that has its back, one of them that
Sure.
has its back to me, I will send the fire from my hand to him. So I'm going to do a volley again,
Okay.
and
Just say it like you're sending a gift.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this to him.
7.
Okay. So same as last time. You can choose. You can basically move in and deliver it as a melee attack because the fight is so kind of hectic that you don't want to accidentally hit Ariad.
Sure.
Or you can potentially do damage to Ariad by just whipping it in there. It's up to you.
Yeah, sure. I'll whip it in there.
All right.
Ariad would ask for nothing.
Josh, I think you're the one that said this is only
Only
in a one shot.
Only in a
One
one
shot.
shot,
Yeah.
right? I just have to roll damage. No, what do I have to roll now?
you roll damage.
You already rolled hack and slash.
Okay.
So just roll your damage against this guy that you're attacking.
Wow.
Strong.
2.
2? Okay.
Yep.
John, you also take 2.
Okay.
Which is 1, right? Because you have 1 armor?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And then you do 2 to one of these guys. Roll better next time.
Yeah. Roll anything but that to kill them.
Yeah.
There's only 13 left, so don't
Yeah,
It's fine.
this
Take your time.
ball of
Take your time.
fire just splashes off his back and some of it like comes over his shoulder and like sprays you in the face. Who wants to go next?
I would like to look up at the pavilion and give him a big shrug. Like, hey, I tried to talk to him, and then I'm gonna kind of try to sneak around behind one of the guys who is fighting Ariad
Okay.
and slit his throat, maybe if I can.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna go for the backstab.
Okay.
So it's a 10 plus. So I can pick 2 of these, I guess. So I'm gonna not get into melee with him, and I will deal an extra d6 damage.
Okay.
Dear Lord.
Yikes.
Murder.
12.
His head falls off in your
Fucking
hands.
Dan shooting fireballs. The fucking bookkeeper's over there just
What are you
stealing
What do you-
souls.
what happens to this poor soul?
He starts whistling through his windpipe as his as his neck just. he's trying to talk, and then it's like,
Nice.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he has a new throat hole.
He just kind of collapses
And
to the
falls
ground,
over. And then
clutching at his throat
and then I
as you
Back
back up.
Yeah.
All right.
I waved to Ariad.
Is that everyone? Are we back around? All right. Who wants to start off?
I think John will.
Yeah.
He had started off, but I'm guessing or hoping that these guys that are coming in for the shore, it's going to take them longer to get to the shore. Like, I know I'm not going to be able to take them down. It was
Right.
just mainly to try to delay, maybe I can pick a couple off, but give them time to fight the first wave.
There's still quite a few of them in the water.
Okay.
Only a couple of them have actually reached the shore.
Cool.
One of them seems like he's fighting Kyle in the sand. Another one you just rip down to the ground, and then there's 5 others that are still in the water and making their way ashore.
Okay.
Ariad, you're dancing with this group who keep getting picked off around you by Farley and Helios.
Yeah. I will I'll hack and slash one of the healthier ones that's in front of me. 13.
Okay.
So do extra shit, right?
Right here.
Oh.
If you
Oh, it's just you don't take damage, or you can do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take the extra damage. Now I feel a bit more confident what's going on. I'm gonna
Okay.
take the extra damage and do more damage. 7 damage.
Okay. What do you what happens to him?
We're like dancing back and forth, and as he looks over to see his friend's windpipe, his like neck flap, and he fall over, I drive my sword through his stomach and kind of lift him up a bit.
Okay.
And before I toss him into the water.
All right.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, you pick him up and toss him into the water on the tip of your sword, and as you do that, quite dramatically, you do kind of leave yourself open, and the other remaining guys, they do get a couple hits in. Take a d6
Yep.
plus 3.
Yep.
ow.
7.
Are you still up?
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, in case you were wondering kind of behind the scenes, the way damage works with like groups is instead of like, rolling a bunch of shit, you just take 1 extra per extra person. So that's why John's taking
Yeah.
a d6 plus 3 because 4 people are attacking him. Like, it's very kind of just simplified and streamlined in that way. But yeah, 7 damage. I mean, these guys are hacking at you with cutlasses. There's 4 of them at your back. A couple blows just get through that armor.
What do you have for HP there, big boy?
I have 20. I have 7 left.
Ooh,
Fuck.
yeah. One more round like that, and
Yep.
you're in trouble. So go ahead and take a point of experience, John.
Okay.
For role playing out that fucking
you
crazy barbarianness.
You have a hold, remember, right?
For
Remember?
He has +1 ongoing. He's
Plus
been
1
using that.
ongoing.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Because he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
I've been nipping at these things, push as they've been getting closer to shore, and as I'm kind of in the surf now, I see one of them. I kind of poke it and look inland for the first time, and I see that scene of like chaos and blood and gore, and I see one of them wrapped up on top of Kyle. So I'm actually going to try to attack the one that's on Kyle
Nice.
and pull him back into the water.
Sweet.
8.
8? Okay. Sure. Yeah, you come up out of the water and you bite him, you grab that leg and you drag him off of Kyle and start pulling him towards the water.
3.
3 damage?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're pulling him towards the water, you feel a sharp pain in your back as another one of the other ones that was coming out of the water must have stabbed you with a short sword or something. You kind of shrug it off and just keep moving backwards with this squirming human in your jaws, and you pull him underwater and you keep him there as you chew on him and finish him off. He was already a little wounded.
All right.
So he'd be dead.
And I take
And you take a d6.
3 more.
Kyle, you just got freed up. What are you going to do?
You said there was one that was stabbing Sapush.
Yeah, one of them just got to the shore and stabbed Shapush the crocodile as he was going back underwater. He stabs him, and as he does, he kind of like stumbles and turns away from you as he turns back towards the water to watch his friend get dragged under.
All right, so I am going to try to take my staff and jab this guy in the back of the skull as he's turning
Okay.
around watching his friend get dragged away.
Don't forget to heal the giant murder elf at some point before he dies.
Covered in blood.
So that's going to be 10.
Perfect. So he's not facing you. He's not ready for your attack. So he's not going to attack you back. You just get a kind of free blow on him. What do you do for damage?
D6. So I do 4.
4. Nice. You crack him with that quarterstaff, and you knock him unconscious. He falls into the water, where he will be drowning.
Cool. Jake, the guy that I hit with fire last time, is he on fire?
Yes, he's still standing, and his back is burning a little bit.
All right. Could I use it's a move I have called Zuko style, and it says when you bend a flame to your will on a roll, on a 10 plus, it does as you command, taking the shape and movement you desire, as long as it has fuel on which to burn. On a 7 to 9, the effect is short-lived, lasting only a moment.
Okay.
Basically, I want to send wreaths of flame across the other people that are fighting Ariad,
Okay.
and kind of throw fire in their faces.
Okay.
And I'll use the last of my burning brand because it's only got 3 uses.
All right.
Before I have to summon it again. So I'll kind of maybe combine the two.
Sure. So go ahead. Is the Zuko style? Is it a roll?
It's a wisdom roll.
It's a roll. So if you're going to use your last hold, you can take 1 forward on that.
Okay. Does that mean I just do it?
It just means you get +1 to
Okay. 6, 7, 8, wisdom 11.
11. Okay, nice. Yeah. So this guy's clothes catch on fire, and he starts to kind of spin around in circles. And as he does so, it does spread to his allies. So all 4 of these guys are now burning, at least temporarily. It doesn't kill any of them.
Sure.
But they all take 1 and have no armor at the moment.
Cool.
Ryan?
Would them being on fire also make them defenseless?
I would say the initial one is defenseless.
All right, I'm gonna backstab that
Okay.
one then. Right. So 11. So I'm gonna do the same thing.
Fucking murder machine.
That's 11 on your backstab roll.
On my backstab roll, yeah.
Stay out of the fight.
Stay out of the fight and do an extra d6. So just 5 damage
Just
that
5.
time though.
Okay, he had 1 hit. All right. He's on fire, flailing around in circles, and you put him out of his misery.
Just a little stab to the kidneys.
All right.
So
Collapses in the sand.
poke and retreat.
All right. Is that everyone for this round?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Next round. Ariad, carry on.
Sure.
Start. 3 left.
Three left.
They're all on fire.
Cool.
I can't kill them all for you. Come on.
He's killed 2.
Yeah. I'll hack and slash again.
Okay.
8. 9.
9. Okay. John, how much damage did you do?
5.
5. Okay. So what happens to this guy?
I briefly take a hand off the sword,
Mhm.
grab him with the right hand as he is trying to pat himself out, and throw him into the water, and then reverse the grip
Okay.
and just stab down into the water.
All right. And you're gonna take a d6 plus 1.
Yep.
Could have been 7.
I couldn't because I have 1 armor.
Oh, right. So what
Worst
did you
case,
take?
I'd be done. I took 3.
3. Okay. What happens to you? You want to describe that? So you're not doing too hot.
No. Yeah, I stabbed down into him, and the other 2 take that opportunity to push me over, and I kind
Okay.
of I topple over the body basically, and kind of wheel my way down into the water, and
All
then
right.
get back up.
All right.
How does death dying, 0 hit points work in this game?
You get one. You get one last.
That's it?
You get one
No,
last cast.
There's a
save.
thing.
What the fuck?
There's like a rule where like there's a chance of you not dying,
So
but
take
you
your
have
last
to
breath.
Last
make
breath.
a gamble or make a deal basically with
God
death.
damn,
Death
dude.
will offer you a deal, and if you don't take it, then you die.
The immolator has a weird move that it gets later, and you can. I think you were kind of talking about this, Wally. It's called burning bridges, and instead of taking your last breath, you can erase one of your bonds, and it's permanent. You never get it back,
Holy shit!
and you come back with like a die 6 hit points.
Wow.
Yeah, I have the upper hand, which is I have 1 ongoing for last breath rolls, and if I roll a 7 or 9, I make an offer to death, and he accepts or denies it.
That's awesome. Who wants to go next?
Krakosapush
Okay.
is going to kind of see the tide turning up on the beach, but see Ariad looking pretty grim. So as these guys come in, he's going to actually turn around in the surf and basically kind of crouch down in defensive position. So he's going to defend.
Okay.
Defend action, and basically just try to block or slow people from
Cool.
getting in.
Okay.
So that's a fail. I guess I just
I think you
don't.
just don't do it.
Yeah.
So mark experience.
Mark
and-
that XP.
Okay. Yeah, you're standing above him, but he goaded them forward.
All right.
So they seem like they're going to try to finish him off.
Okay.
There's the 2 that are on the shore that are on fire that actually might be a little distracted, but there are still some in the water, and they're the ones that are actually coming towards Ariad right now. Who wants to go next?
I want to, seeing that Ariad had gotten pushed back towards the water, I'm going to plant my staff in the sand and push my way over to him.
Okay.
Kind of put my hands on his back to steady him, and cast Cure Light Wounds.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Man, straight ripping off the Indeed. Then I
Roll.
have to try to make a different name, huh?
Roll cast a spell. That's roll plus wisdom.
8.
8. Okay. So the spell goes off. So what does it do? How does it look?
So as I put my hands on your back, you get this feeling of mild euphoria that goes through your body.
Nice.
Kind of like that little bit of that excitement right when you drop a tab of acid, just as you start to peak. That like, whoa,
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
it's gonna be a fun
None
adventure.
of us know what you're talking about.
No.
And there's a little bit of green glow from some of your wounds, and they just slowly start to close up, and you regain 7 hit points.
Yeah.
So Matt, you've got a partial success here. So what happens occasionally when you do this in the heat of battle, which you don't often do, it's usually after a battle is ended, but you connect a little too well with Ariad, and you sort of feel his bloodlust, and it's kind of overwhelming. You feel his desire, the way he feels right now, and as a result, you have -1 ongoing to cast spells. So whenever you cast, you're just going to get -1 to your roll, because you feel this desire to just be hacking things
To
apart
hit
with a
something over the
greatsword.
head.
Dio approves.
Okay. Helios or Farley?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay. So I'll either, if I can backstab another burning guy, I will.
Okay. Yeah, they're not. You probably can't get a backstab in. It would have to be a hack and slash, but because they're aware of you.
Oh, then I'll.
And their like main target has moved away. But they're really hurt.
Yeah,
They're
I'll
not
just.
gonna-
I will throw a dagger at one of them.
Okay. So you're gonna that's the volley roll.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a volley roll. That is a 8.
All right. You want to do less damage, move into melee, or lose your dagger?
I will. I'll lose another dagger. What's another dagger?
Okay.
7 damage.
All right.
kidding.
It just sinks right into the skull. I can't.
It does.
I can't
Yeah.
get that out now.
After the battle, after the battle, when you try to pry it out,
That
it
is
just
just-
is not
yeah.
moving.
Threw it too hard.
yeah, absolutely. But that's scratch off another poor bastard who's on fire.
How many are standing?
There's one near you. There's
That's on fire?
One left. Yeah, of that initial group of 8, only one is left.
There's still 5
Um,
from the second wave.
I
Yep.
am going to use the Zuko style again to just like make the flame that's currently on him engulf him.
Fan the flame, basically.
So 8.
8.
Yep.
Okay. Does that move have any sort of partial effect or anything? What's it say?
On a 7 to 9, the effect is short-lived, lasting only a moment.
That's fine. That's all it takes. He's only got. I mean, he's already badly burned. So you sort of like. It's almost like a warm wind that fans the flame literally, and it flares up, and then quickly dies to just smoke. But he falls to the ground, smoldering. Looks like Uncle Owen on the farm.
Nice.
I am very badly burned.
I kind of hop back up, ready to fight the 2 that were remaining.
Yeah.
Only to find them dead already.
It's a cool scene too, because like you were like in the middle of this big fight and like hacking the hell out of them, and then you kind of like roll and go down, and then like Sapush and Kyle like come like circle the wagons, like
Yeah.
move in,
Yeah.
and you guys like regroup. So like you're back on your feet, and you turn back to see that Helios and Farley have just finished off the initial group you were fighting, but these other 5 sailors that are remaining have gotten out of the water and have sort of collected as well. Like, so the 5 of them are kind of standing in a line, and it's more organized than they were this whole battle, which bolsters them a little bit. But it's sort of like a standoff now, where it's
Yeah.
like you guys in a line, them in a line, like ready to kind of rejoin the battle.
Is Pontius one of them?
He is one of them. Yeah.
I stand up, I look over, and I say, there are more. And I start running at them with my sword.
All right.
Can I spend my last hold to do my crocodile sprint? Crocodiles can actually move like crazy
Super
fucking
fast.
fast. So I'm just going to do defend, but I'm going to use my last hold to like actually get in position ahead of him
Okay.
to try to
Cool.
intercept
So you want
the
to still
damage.
defend him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You guys can both roll.
Well,
I got 12. I'm just going to do normal damage.
In the water, a crocodile in a short burst can do 15 to 18 miles per hour.
Holy shit. 6 damage to one of them.
And
Okay.
I got hold 1. I'm going to use it to redirect an attack from the thing you defend to yourself.
All right, John, you rush in there, and what do you do to one of these poor sailors?
These
Charge.
poor. He probably
They
has a family.
probably run towards you as well.
Yeah.
And then you and Sapush the crocodile both charge into them.
I charge headlong and kind of do a feint as we almost come to blows. They overextend their reach, and then I just bury the 2-handed like in his shoulder blade.
Okay.
And knock him down.
Nice. Yeah. All right, he goes down. And the other ones, they kind of hit your line. You bowl one of them right over, like as you kind of go through him. And another one tries to attack Ariad, but you're kind of in his way. You take a D6 -1.
Maximum
Good thing for
damage.
that. He kind of like your bulk is just in his way, and you can't get to him. And he's swinging this cutlass and like above your back, and kind of scrapes at you a few times. Luckily, the ridges on that back are just pretty strong. Yeah.
Down to 10.
Who next?
Matt, you want to go?
Sure. As Ariad and Sapush push into the water, can I look around at the corpses on the beach? Do I see any of them as the bosun?
No, the
Or would
bosun.
he-
The bosun was
Pontius.
he's Pontus. Yeah, he's part of this group. The 4 remaining, he's one of them.
All right, so as they're charging off and I don't see him dead, I'll yell to Ariad and scream, "Don't kill the bosun!"
Nice, good thinking.
Helios is going to, having turned to face these guys, he is going to use his burning brand move again and summon, this time kind of like a fiery whip,
Okay.
and he'll summon that forth, and it's a move, so I can't attack as well.
Okay, so you summon the weapon
Yep.
as your action, basically.
So a 12. So I'll do the +1 damage and the throne feature for, I guess, like
Yeah,
range.
because it's like a ranged
Yep.
thing. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You're not really throwing it, but still,
Yep.
same effect. All right, Ryan. Kind of
Well,
hard to surprise these guys.
yeah.
They're like up in a, skirmish line.
All right, I'm gonna have to try to hack and slash them, I
Okay,
guess.
cool.
So that will hit. So it's gonna be 7, but I'll expose myself.
Oh,
to the
like
enemy's attack.
like pull down your pants.
Yeah, I pulled down my pants.
Okay.
yeah. It was to kind of throw them off as I charged in.
And
so
then
you rolled
they'll
a
be
you rolled a
defenseless.
7 to hit.
Roll the 7
So
to hit.
so you're exposed to danger, but
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. And you're gonna take you're gonna take a d6 plus 1.
2.
Oh,
He has armor.
yeah. So what kind of weapon are you fighting with now when you charge in with your allies?
So just a dagger.
Steel daggers.
Steel daggers.
All right, cool. Yeah, you charge in and you come in low and get this guy like right below the ribs up into his lungs, and you feel it pop and hear him gasp, and you push him off to the side, and he just falls, and you see blood pumping out of his chest. And then you feel a cutlass cut the back of your leg, and you turn around and you see the bosun standing there, and he kind of twirls the blade around a few times.
I shake a finger at him.
He, that guy that trades wicker baskets, did he just murder 7 people with a dagger?
One shot, one kill every time.
And I think that's the round. Yeah, that's
yeah.
There's only 3 left.
3 left. Yeah.
I point my sword at the bosun, and I say, "If you want to live, lay down your arms." I'm gonna roll parlay, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
With
Go
maybe
for
an
it.
ongoing because we just murdered like.
Tell you
12
what,
guys.
John. You can do parlay, and you can use strength instead of charisma.
Can I give an aid by doing thrashing crocodile?
And a fiery crack of my whip.
One of you can aid. Yeah. Let's do the fire crack of the whip. You just summoned it.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
show it off.
Roll plus bond with them. What is that?
That's whatever your bond is with John.
So one, just one,
Just one. Okay.
Yeah,
let's see
one
one on one bond.
6. So,
To
not a very impressive crack.
You hit him.
I hit myself
Kill
in
him.
the
For
eye.
14 damage.
Oh.
You cracked the whip.'re not sure if it had the effect you wanted or just
Just makes
reminded
a
him of a Devo
whoosh
video.
sound. Like whoosh.
hold on, let me try this again.
I don't know much better.
Oh shit.
7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. So on a hit, they ask for something, and do it if you make them a promise first. They need concrete assurance of your promise right now.
I'm promising them I will murder them if they don't do
So
it.
what exactly do you say to them?
I say, lay down your arms if you wish to live. And I kind of like sweep my sword over the bloody battlefield behind me. The charred bodies.
He says, "Let us return to our boat. Don't send your beast after us." You think that he intends to just run in the water and swim if you don't attack him.
I'm afraid that's not possible. We'll need your ship.
This isn't really a parlay anymore.
No, not really. Yeah, I guess
if you need his ship.
It's a more of a threat than
Yeah, yeah,
It's not really.
He says, but no, what? No.
Or he will burn it. And I point back at Helios.
Okay, the bosun drops his weapon, and then he just starts running. Not towards the water, towards the jungle, actually. And the two other guys follow suit and to do the same thing.
I look back at Helios.
Can I use my staff to try to trip at least one of them
Absolutely.
as they go by?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me interfere. That's a thing.
Ooh.
Oh, I think that's maybe meant for other players.
It's interfering.
Okay, maybe not that. It's not really a hack and slash though.
It's
You're
like
not
a
really
defy
trying to,
danger, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-all.
Maybe plus dex instead of strength.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Just roll plus dex.
Oh, that's not a good one. 5.
5. Okay. You try to trip him up, but you just miss completely. And I mean, well, you trip him up, but he kind of just daftly jumps over the quarterstaff and keeps going. Ariad, you said you look to Helios.
Yeah. Blood all over.
Dagger?
Helios shrugs. They are unarmed.
As you say that,
I throw a dagger. Yeah.
I shrug as well.
That one has a dagger in between his shoulder blades.
Okay. So that's the 13 I did.
Jesus.
Are you aiming for the most?
No,
Just
just one of the other
one of
guys.
the other guys.
This motherfucker's going native.
This is another 7.
Okay. So, Jan, you Helios says they're defenseless, and then a dagger whizzes by and hits one in the back, and he falls in the sand, dead.
Helios seems pretty unfazed by it. It was more of a statement of fact than it was like a moral assessment.
Does anyone want to try to make any attempt to stop the other two? They're retreating into the jungle.
So pushes himself up, looks to them, and then actually turns and slinks back into the water, and comes out and grabs the boat that was flipped over. Grabs
Okay.
like a line in his jaws and swims it back to the shore. And as he gets to shore, he actually kind of comes out of it and comes back into human form. And he looks pretty haggard. He looks significantly older. He's almost kind of like wrinkled and like just kind of baggy under the eyes.
Just from being in the water, though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
just
Really
just
wrinkled-
prune his skin.
wrinkled.
And he kind of just sits on the beach next to the boat and takes a deep breaths. And you see him take his boots off and stick his feet in the water. Just kind of sit there.
You guys hear running. You hear people running up the beach, and you turn and you see the crew, and the captain and his sailors of your ship, running up the beach. They obviously could see this happening from where they were, and they don't have any weapons. They've got like
Now they
wooden
do.
clubs. Yeah, now they do. They've got wood. They've got sticks and rocks basically. But it looks like they, I mean, it took them a while to get here, but they're coming to your aid as best they can.
Helios turns and looks at the boat, that's anchored offshore.
Yep.
I imagine there's probably a crowd on the deck.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And how far away is it? Is it like shouting distance, or is it further than that?
Yeah, it's shouting distance. Yeah. I mean, imagine. I mean, you've been to a lot of these types of islands, and like, how deep out does it drop off?
I mean, yeah, a bay can actually be really on some of those tropical islands. The bay can be really deep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, I know just from like snorkeling, like you don't have to go very far out before
For it
like,
to get-
all of a sudden
yeah,
there's
exactly.
nothing below you.
Yeah.
It's
So it can
fucking
be probably
terrifying.
50 to 100 feet away.
Yeah. So it's probably about 100 feet away.
Okay. They don't have any archers, do they?
They're not taking shots. They probably have bows. Some of the guys in these boats had short bows, so you assume they do. But they're not trying to take shots at you. They can tell the fight is over.
So Sapush is sitting by the water. I'm going to walk up to him, sit down, and pull out a flask of healing potion and give it to him.
Thank you.
It's a good job.
I thought you were going to pass me something else.
Do you want something else?
Maybe. Are we done? Do we need to go to the boat?
I think soon.
Captain Cohen, breathlessly, he says, I'm sorry we didn't make it in time to help.
Oh, that's all right. We took care of at least the boarding party.
You did. He looks at the massacre on the beach. I mean, there is blood everywhere.
I take like the shirt of one of the guys like floating down.
Yep.
I just wipe the long sword off.
There's so much blood in the water.
Yeah.
And the sand was white, and now it's like just drenched, sprayed with red.
Somebody go up to
burnt
the
bodies.
pavilion and ask him if we can borrow a rake. Now, what does that healing potion do, by the way?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Probably heal. Like probably the same as
Die
heal
8?
light wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say a die 8. That's fine.
Give me a D8, baby.
Farley.
I don't have one.
You see up in the village on the edge of that pavilion, you see the elder looking.
One tear.
I don't make eye contact. I start pulling the kind of lining up the dead sailors,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take their weapons and hand them to our guys.
Nice.
Start.
Okay.
Yeah. I loot. I do my
All right.
looting.
Yeah. There were 8 of them. The ones who ran, they dropped their weapons. A couple of weapons got lost in the surf. But you get weapons for quite a few of your guys. Most of them, the ones who know how to fight the best, have weapons now.
Do I find anything else of interest?
Not really.
Quick pat down.
They're sailors. They don't have fucking magic swords and cloaks and everything. There was maybe 4 coin among all of them. And you find a deck of cards in like a waterproof tin. And you're like, oh, that's great.
I lost
actually.
mine. Good.
Yeah. But it's probably most of their possessions are still on the boat.
Helios says, Captain Cohen, you should know that the elder expressly asked us not to spill blood upon his land. As you can see, we have disobeyed him. So I do not think we will find help amongst the people here.
That's not good because we don't have any food or water
They have
or a
food
boat.
and water and a boat and a nod over to the ship.
It leaves us with few options.
Looks like one option, yes?
This will be more difficult.
Probably about a dozen men on board.
Yeah, but they probably sent their good fighters out already. It's the fucking B team, the C team back there.
This is attacking a defended position, though.
The question is whether or not they'd simply leave without their bosun. Or
Is that-
perhaps we can go and capture him.
Is that the man we saw run into the jungle?
It
Yes.
is.
I don't know what you thinking of capturing him and trying to negotiate for his release.
Or at least get info on what else they have on the ship.
As if in answer to your question, you hear the clanking of an anchor being drawn up, and you see the sails start to unfurl. They saw what all of you just did, and they are leaving.
Is it, I mean,
It's going to take them a while. I mean, they're not going to, it's not a motorboat. They're just like,
We have
but they're clearly not staying for their man. They're unfurling their sails and raising their anchor.
so Push finishes drinking the potion. He's sitting next to, kind of looks over his shoulder at the captain and the other guys all talking. And he turns to Kyle and he says, do we have to go to boat now? It leaves quickly.
That's a good question. I guess now it's, do we want to go after the boat?
Sapush. Did you learn anything about these men when you followed them?
They were going to come back to the shore and fight.
Did you find out why they were here?
No. The boat is leaving.
Well, let's get on with it. I start like pulling one of the rowboats in.
Okay. Cohen says, get that other boat out of the water. Men, on the oars. Let's get these men on board that boat as fast as we can.
Perhaps two boats, more of a target, or less for them to aim at, or more for them to aim at with their bows.
Captain Cohen looks out over the bay And he says, anyone who doesn't have an oar, grab something you can use as a shield. We're going to need it. And you load into these boats and quickly push out towards the ship that is attempting to flee.
Jake.
Be careful, Kyle. They will probably kill some of us. I'll see you on the boat.
There's no bows
I'll see you there, Sapoosh.
amongst our group.
There were, some of them did have bows.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to collect bows and arrows, but it's all pretty scattered and a lot of them are broken. So you could, but it would cost time.
Matt, did you roll D8?
No, so I looked it up. It's actually healing potion heals you for 10 damage or remove 1 debility,
shit.
your choice.
Wow.
Right.
That's wicked good.
Potable.
All right.
So,
Can I use my last roll as my shapeshifter?
yeah.
All right. So I got another hold 3, and Sapush takes the form of a large hawk.
Oh, nice.
Takes to the air. He's going to be going for bowstrings.
I like it. Cool. I think we're gonna stop here for the night, and we'll pick it up with the assault of the boat. All right, nice.
Druids are fun. They are like truly great support. It's like
Mega cool.
A police car and a screaming siren, pneumatic drill, ripped up concrete.
thank you guys for listening to another episode of our Into the Storm arc. If you're liking what you hear, tell a friend about it. Write a goddamn review on Apple Podcasts. Do whatever you can do to help us out and get the word out there. In the meantime, check us out online. We are at Nastygram on Instagram and Twitter. And the best place to interact personally with all the cast is at our Facebook page, the Nastygram RPG Lounge. Our intro music is by Wilhelm Scream. Scores once again by Adrian von Ziegler, and some new stuff from an awesome Finnish composer, Antti Martakainen. If you guys are missing Dean on this arc, go ahead and hop over to LSG Media. Listen to all their great stuff. He's on it all. LibertyStreetGeek.net. Thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you next week.
Days of speed and slow time Mondays. Missing out with rain on a boring Wednesday. Watching the news and not eating your tea. Freezing cold flats and tap on the walls and said, that's entertainment. That's entertainment.
That's nasty.